So hopefully some of you, all right, we got the green light to go. All right, well, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. We're going to get rolling right away. We're going to change up the format just a little bit today because of Dean Springer having to get to one of those committees. And then we'll throw it to Brian, and then we'll come back for the general executive cabinet Q&A presentations on a couple of topics. So we are fortunate to have with us, ironically, Patrick Springer on St. Patrick's Day. So Dean Springer, take it away on an update with Spring 2 athletics and our plans moving forward.
Okay, well, this has been a real team effort. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I also don't want to. I want to value your time, respect your time. So I'm going to mention just Dave Brunken and Tiffany Ray Bobo, as well as Lisa McAllister. There's been a lot of people that have contributed to this. But we made a decision that, supported by our administration and our board of trustees, that we would participate in Spring 2, which for everybody out there is baseball, softball, men's golf, and then men's and women's tennis. So outdoor sports that missed their season last year when COVID shut us down. These are students that didn't have an opportunity. Our other athletic programs, our 6 other athletic programs, had a chance to compete in the fall of 2020, or 2019. So we wanted to make sure they had a season to participate. Moving forward, what we've done is we've established protocols with the return to campus, obviously for safety reasons. I won't bore you with all those protocols, but they fill out the same Qualtrics form for anybody that's been on campus. Their temperature is checked. One of our trainers is there to check their temperature and log that in. And that allows us to do contact tracing should a COVID case present itself. It's been working very smoothly. You can imagine that the enthusiasm is through the roof right now for those 5 sports. The student athletes, I was out the other day with the baseball team, and they're extremely excited about the impending practice that starts on March 27th. With the rest of the athletic department, with the county moving into red, we were going to be, these classes, all of our PEIC courses, all 11 of them were listed as hybrid courses. They're going to be starting to meet face-to-face more regularly, and we're going to be able to, in small groups, use some indoor facilities. And there's a whole set of protocols that we follow with cleaning and things like that. So my closing statement would be we're one of the very few schools in Riverside County that opted in for Spring 2. And I think it says a lot to our students about the support from the administration and the board for their athletic future. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions to the field.
Patrick, maybe not about spring because you're underway with that, but well, actually 2 questions. I know not all schools are opting in. Do you have contests lined up for our student athletes? Because I know that was a concern.
Yeah, each sport is different. We're actually participating in a conference in men's golf. So they have a conference schedule. They're in the Orange Empire Conference. So our men's golf team gets to complete a conference schedule. The other ones, baseball, softball, they're responsible to schedule their own contest. And I've looked at it, preliminarily, and it looks like we've got baseball about 10 contests, not approved yet, but kind of, penciled in. And same thing with softball. I think there's 6 or 8 softball games that are scheduled. We're not going to play a full schedule. We knew that. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the scheduling right now.
And with us, and we'll talk about the college in the fall a little bit later, but again, not holding you to anything, but looking into your crystal ball, do you see maybe a more normal, again, with precautions and safety and everything. But do you see our traditional sports in the fall, the soccer, women's soccer, football, volleyball? What do you see on the horizon for us there? Do some semblance of normalcy?
I think I'd like to guarantee it. I don't know if you'd like that, but I think I'd like to guarantee it. Obviously we follow the health trends, and I'm acutely aware of everything that's going on. As most of you know, the high schools in our district are going to play 5 football games this spring. And with the trends that are going on, I would imagine we were just discussing the athletic department the other day. Will we be even testing as part of our physical process in the fall? So I'll stop short of guaranteeing it.
Will there be any audience restrictions?
Right now we do. I can't predict in the fall. I would hope there isn't. What we're gonna attempt to do, which it doesn't translate really good all the time with one camera, but we're gonna attempt through our MSJC athletic Twitter page to have selected contests on our Twitter page, so that parents and so students and employees can watch. So it's a little bit easier when it's football and basketball. When it's baseball, it's a little bit tougher to follow the baseball and the softball and things. So, and I would hope we do. We're all excited about getting back to work, and we have a sports information department. We have personnel in our athletic department that are willing to step up. And so I think there'll be a number of contests that'll be on our Twitter page. So I think that's MSJC Athletics. I don't have it right here, but if somebody from the department can put it in the chat, I think it's MSJC Athletics at our Twitter.
You're in class too? No, I'm joining a call. Oh.
Okay. Any other questions? Because I know we've got a lot to cover today, and I know Dean Springer has got to get back to his other meeting. But again, thank you for your leadership and advocacy of our student athletes as well as their safety. So thanks for all that you do. We look forward to getting out there, seeing the Eagles, especially with their new logos next year, looking sharp and hopefully competing very well. All right, we'll let you go, and we will jump back to Brian with SGA.
Yes, hi everyone. Good morning. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to go ahead and turn it first to our student trustee, Caston, and then I'll go ahead and return back. But Caston, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I'm going to be sharing a presentation about the mental health resources we have on campus here. So I am going to ask if I can have screen sharing capabilities. Good to go? Okay. Let me, one moment. One second. Okay, can you all see my screen okay? Is it just the presentation correct?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, I hope you're all doing well. Happy St. Patrick's Day. My presentation is green. I did not plan that, so that is funny and exciting. So I'm going to be sharing a presentation on the mental health resources we have on campus. So brief introduction about me. I will try to be as quick as I can. My name is Caston Chamberlain. I'm your student trustee, and this is my email. It's cchamberlain136@student.msjc.edu. So if you ever need to talk to me or ask for this PowerPoint or anything, you can always contact me, and I'm always willing to chat. So why is mental health important? I can go on for a long time about this, but we're going to give you a simple answer. We all have one. We all matter. We all have mental health. We all struggle with anxiety. I mean, we're all college students, so we have test anxiety, we have stress, and that's kind of a simple answer. I could go on a long time about that. And I'm also going to share about the MSJC Health Center. So let's meet the staff real fast with the MSJC Health Center. Give me one moment, real fast. I am still new to screen sharing. I'm so sorry. Where is awesome? Okay, so this is our staff for the health center. So our lead is Dr. Lisa McAllister. She is awesome. I am so glad that we have her. And this is a brief, just some brief links on who the team is. I'll give you guys a quick scroll through and you guys can look on your own time. I'll put the link in the chat after this presentation if you guys need to read about anyone. And also I'll get back to this. And also next slide, I'll be sharing about the MSJC's Health Center information, how to contact them and all those awesome things. So first you can email healthservices@msjc.edu if you need to make an appointment. MSJC offers mental health counseling. So if you need to talk to someone or get some information, you can always email them or call them at 951-732-7970. Or what I do personally when I need to get in touch is go to the MSJC Student Health Patient Portal. You can do it all online virtually. I will say it is a little tricky to learn, like Canvas, you need to learn it, but there's also services at the health center such as crisis counseling, adjustment to college life, and also dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, anything like that. There's also a website that I can link and send the PowerPoint to anyone who needs it. There's a link right here to the mental health counseling. You can also find it on the MSJC website. And also, I'll also be going over some mental health resources. Let me click this link. Can you guys see this? Awesome, thank you, Brian. So there's a lot of resources right here. Once again, if you just Google or go to the MSJC website, they also have this in the weekly roundup. So if you need to find these resources, there is a lot. MSJC is here to support you and give you these resources. There is a lot, such as 50 ways to take a break. There's some coping skills in here. And there's also, if you or anyone deals with domestic violence, there's also a lot of resources about that and mental health. I could go through them all, but I would recommend that you look through these. And I can also put the link in the chat as well. And I also have the YouTube link, so I can put it in YouTube if you're tuning in from YouTube. And also, I'll go to the next slide. Oh, so one moment. So I'm also going to share a little bit about something new on campus, which is the well-being space. What is the well-being space? The student health centers have been revamped to help with relaxation and mindfulness. So our student health centers treat our students with a whole health approach. We understand all students have individual needs, unique outside stressors, and different levels of access to educational materials. With this in mind, we created the Center of Health and Wellbeing Space. We revamped our student health centers and equipped them with libraries dedicated to personal growth and development. We dedicated a space for relaxation and mindfulness because staying physical is just one part of being healthy. This is a snippet from the MSJC website about the well-being space. So what's going to be in the well-being space? There will be a massage, the zero gravity massage chairs, jigsaw puzzles, yoga mats, journals, books, coloring books. There's a lot of other things, so I'll let you guys look over that for a second. And also, lastly, it's your turn to talk. So if anyone has anything they want to talk about or like ask us about anything regarding these resources, you're welcome to talk and ask questions here or just comment or anything. So if anyone has anything, it's your turn. I see something in the chat. Okay, I don't see anything. So if no one has anything, is this more like therapy for students? So we do have mental health counseling that's kind of like therapy. So if you need to talk to someone, we do offer mental health counseling, which is virtual, which I can give you the phone number or anything that you need to contact. Does anyone have anything else to add?
Yeah, I can't. Good morning, Carson. Sorry.
Hi, no worries.
I was just, can you share again or put it on the chat, the well-being care with the coloring books and that info there, please?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I'll put the link for all that information in the chat. Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
If we don't have anything else, I'll turn it back to you, Brian.
Perfect, no worries. And if you have any questions for Caston, please go ahead and comment in the chat, and I'm sure Caston will definitely be there to answer your questions. But I don't have a presentation, but I do want to just provide some information for you all regarding SGA. As you all know, we are at the midpoint of the semester and we are going into finals. So SGA and the LRC are teaming up together to have a cram session. So a cram session means complete and review your assignments with music. And this is kind of our innovative take on studying. So come listen to tunes while you study and while you work on homework or just to hang out with. We will have English, chemistry, and math tutors available for you during these cram hour sessions to answer any questions or connect you with any other amazing online resources at MSJC. This information is listed in our calendar of events as well as your Eagle Info emails. But it is going to be today, later today at 3 p.m. through 4 p.m. and you can go ahead and register online. I'll go ahead and have this link in the chat in just a bit. But please, I highly encourage you all to attend. I know midterms are this week, I believe. And personally myself, I could really use an hour to just really listen to music and listen to others. Because I think that in this virtual times, it's very hard for us to really concentrate and really grasp the concepts that we learn in class. So please take a look and join us later today. Also, I do want to let you all know that we do have our 2021-2022 SGA elections now open. If you want to be an advocate for our MSJC students, or if you're interested in student government and want to get involved, please get connected with us and run for a position in student government. Those election applications are now open until 5 p.m. on April 8th, and then the elections will take place online from April 26th through the 29th. But if you have any information regarding the application or just the officer positions, please visit our website at msjc.edu/student government association/SGA. So please help us, please apply today. And I'll also have that link as well in the chat. But if you have any questions or any concerns, feel free to email me, balvarez906@student.msjc.edu, or contact our student life department, sldp@msjc.edu. Also, just a little quick information. The spring 2021 scholarship application period for spring will close on March 31st. So please don't miss out and apply today. To apply, or if you have any other questions, please contact the foundation, and that'll be at msjcfoundation@msjc.edu. And lastly, as an MSJC student, serving on the participatory governance committee is an excellent opportunity for you all to let your voice be heard and meet with key decision makers on campus. Participatory governance is an opportunity that I take, as well as those in student government, and it helps us to serve on a district committee that represents different areas of our district. And by participating in these participatory governance, you're able to really represent your fellow peers, learn more about how decisions are made on campus, as well as just voicing your concerns on decisions that affect your campus community. So please, if you are interested in joining a participatory governance committee as a student, please fill out the packet, and I'll also have that link in the chat in just a bit. I highly recommend that you all do so. They are great committee meetings, whether it ranges from planning, to Student Success and our Diversity Committee, we would highly encourage you all to attend and become a part of a participatory governance committee. But that does it for me on my end. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Dr. Schultz. But once again, I'll have all that information listed in the chat.
Okay, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Caston. As I said earlier today, we've got visitors on campus virtually. Rebecca Teague, who is our expert in the federal CARES and HERF dollars that the emergency relief to students. I'd like to ask her to give a quick update to students because she does have an 11:45 interview. So Rebecca Teague, can we throw it to you?
Yes. All right. So good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is today. So I just want to briefly go over our student emergency aid funding sources. I know there's a lot of different funding out there that you are all trying to seek and get access to. So I just want to answer just a few questions that I've received over the last few weeks, last few months. And please know we will make sure that there is a more exhaustive, comprehensive visual that we will make available. So I just want to go over some of the different funding sources that you all might be hearing about or are familiar with because you received funding in the past. So last spring, so spring of 20 and fall of 20, the campus received the Coronavirus Aid Relief and Economic Act Fund, and that was CARES Act funding. I'm sure many of you recall submitting an application for that. We were giving out awards in up to a maximum, I believe, of $3,000 if you hit certain criteria or you had a specific need. And we exhausted all of those funds for the CARES Act last semester. So as of December 30th, the CARES Act was completely expended. We funded down all of that amount. It was about $4.8 million that we gave out to students. And actually we gave out an additional $1 million that was tied to our institutional portion of CARES. So that last batch, all gone. It's still on the website because we have to have for reporting purposes for the federal government, how we spent out those funds in accordance with federal regulations. And so you'll still see that on the website, but there's a big banner on the website that says no more funds. This one is all done. What you all may be hearing about now is the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund. That's called HERF. It's kind of like the CARES 2.0. It's the next version of the CARES package. And that was distributed to institutions throughout the country in January of 21. So just 2 months ago, we were allocated funding and about the same amount, $4.9 million specifically for student emergency aid. We also received an institutional portion that is going to cover other things for us to get back to campus. However, the $4.8 million, we needed to expedite some of that allocation. So many of you, and I put in parentheses, it's called CRRSG. So if you have your award, I'm going to say profile, I'm not sure what the exact name of that is, but when you get that information and you see on your award slate, if you see CRRSG, that is considered the HERF funding. We limited that amount of funding so that we could serve additional students. So those students that had between 3 units and 5.5 units received $500. Those students with 5.5 or more units, 6 units or more, they received $1,000. Now, these students that received distribution, they just received this amount last week, I believe. And this funding is specifically for students that are demonstrating extensive need. So per the federal regulations, we have to show that we're providing that funding to students with extensive need. We deemed extensive need as those students that were Pell Grant eligible, awarded, transmitted in spring of 21. So we distributed approximately $2.6 million last week to just over 2,700 students that hit those 2 criteria that I talked about with the units. We expect to do another distribution probably after spring break to those students that between an eligibility cycle, they are now Pell eligible. So there's going to be another batch. It'll be an automatic distribution. It won't be something that you have to apply for if you are Pell Grant eligible. What we also have done is we are partnering with the MSJC Foundation and utilizing their application for the Finish Line Scholar Program as an application source for additional student needs. So if students have emergency requests, they submit through the foundation, and then we will determine if they are a Finish Line Scholar or if we have additional higher education emergency relief fund dollars, or if the MSJC Foundation pledge has dollars to spend out. So they've received a little over 1,200 applications through the Finish Line Scholar Program. They have expended out about $115,000, and that impacted 256 students that requested those funds. In addition, the foundation provided 50 Chromebooks to students, as well as 39 Help a Student grant, which was in the amount of $250. So there's a lot of different opportunities to receive funding at the district. What I would encourage you to do, and I'll put this in the chat just after I remove the PowerPoint, is please submit an application if you have some extensive need, and you can document that in this application. And we are continually reviewing all of those applications to see what funding source those folks would be eligible for. Now, the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund does have requirements that preclude some groups from receiving funds. But that's what's so wonderful about MSJC, is that we're really trying to leverage all sources to be able to support any student that applies. So what I would encourage you to do is continue to check the website. I would also encourage you to fill out the application form on the foundation's website if you have a need. So I will go through the chat if we have any other questions, but I don't believe so. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Great job, Rebecca. Good luck at your next meeting. All right. We got a lot of ground to cover in the next 20 minutes or so, and I know we want to hear about what we have planned for in-person instruction. But before we go there, I want to make sure we all have current information regarding COVID. So let's lay the foundation for that with our health center director and associate dean, and Dr. Lisa McAllister. I know she and I were chatting earlier. I hope she's on. I know she is busy doing vaccinations and so many other things. So Lisa, are you on to?
I am.
Okay.
So really quick, where we stand on COVID, our trend in Riverside County as well as nationwide has been trending downwards. So we have a lot of optimism going into the second half of spring that we're continuing to see our numbers drop. In case anybody missed the big announcement yesterday, because it wasn't really a big announcement, but just a weekly announcement from the governor's office and CDHP, Riverside County has firmly moved into the red tier. So yay on us, because I don't think we've heard red tier for a long time. What this means to all of us is that they're going to be able to start moving a lot of indoor operations with modifications. There are still going to be percentage restrictions, capacity restrictions, that kind of thing, but we are moving in the right direction. Additionally, at MSJC, I'm really excited. We have given over 500 doses of Moderna vaccine over the past month at both our San Jacinto campus and our Menifee campus. So that's a total of 1,000 doses of Moderna vaccine. And we are due to get our ultra cold freezer in any day, which will allow us to get about 1,150 doses of Pfizer vaccine as well. So we are currently in the process of working with the city of Menifee and the city of Murrieta and the city of Temecula to do a big vaccination event for our community members once we get those Pfizer doses in hand. So we're definitely heading in a right direction. And it's really exciting to hear red tier and not purple tier. That's about it on the COVID front.
Lisa. So with that, we'll move on over to Dr. Brown with the good news and the trends. And again, what we're planning for is not at the exact moment. We're trying to hit a moving target about 5 months out, but the schedule has got to be planned. So Dr. Brown and the instructional deans and department chairs have been doing a great job. So Dr. Brown, do you want to go ahead and talk to what we're planning for the fall? Uh-oh.
Okay, can you hear me? Very sorry about that. Just as Roger was introducing me, I heard a deep doot in my wireless headphones and they decided to mute at just the right moment. But yes, I'm very excited to be really thinking about a return to the face-to-face environment. We do see COVID conditions continue to get better really daily. And I know my eyes have been fixed on the county website over the course of this really entire situation. So we are working with the deans and department chairs of all the departments to bring back a substantial amount of face-to-face courses for the fall. Right now, we're planning in about 500 sections across our 3 main campuses. So we're looking at a strong presence in Temecula, in Menifee, as well as the San Jacinto campus, and really bringing on courses across all the different degree requirements. So currently we've been offering allied health and we've been offering automotive and some of the essential workforce areas, but we are expanding that. I know one student mentioned in the chat that they had struggled with online lab sciences, and you're certainly not alone. Even despite all the great work that our science faculty have done to recreate labs in the online environment, that has been one of the most challenging areas that we've certainly heard from students, that they miss being face-to-face. They miss putting their hands on equipment and actually working through those labs. So yes, we are looking to bring in lab sciences. We're looking to bring in areas of career ed and really across the curriculum. We're looking at English, math, social sciences, humanities as well. So exciting to be making those change. Of course, we are going to do that absolutely safely. So as Dr. McAllister mentioned, there still are state guidelines that we have to follow. We have limitations on numbers of students and staff that can be in a space at a given time. We hope that relaxes actually as COVID vaccines continue to go up and COVID itself continues to decline. But we're planning based on the current guidelines as best we can. We also will maintain we have always had a strong online presence, so it's not that we're moving completely face-to-face either. And in fact, I think we've improved as an online college through this pandemic. So you'll still see strong offerings of online in our schedule as well, both face-to-face and online. And I'm seeing a number of questions hitting the chat. I'll try and address some of those as I go through. Yes, I know. Okay, Rebecca Teague answered the question about the survey, and is the college accepting new students for the nursing program? So I think Executive Dean Joyce Johnson is here. Joyce, can you address that, please?
I can do it in the chat, or since you've given me the mic, I'll just quickly address
Take it away.
Thank you, Jeremy. We are not accepting a new cohort of students for the fall because we had to pause the program for spring, and those first and second semester students that we interrupted or paused their education, those are the students that we're bringing back. And because the pause was due to our clinical facilities and the limitations that they have with clinical placement for our students, we're not in a position to take on a new cohort and yet provide that clinical experience for the students that will be returning. So for the fall semester, we will not be taking in a new cohort. We will take our next new cohort in the spring. So thank you. And I hope that addressed the question.
I think so, Joyce. Thank you very much. And again, that was an external mandate from our clinical partners, the hospitals. You know, I think the one thing we need to touch on, Jeremy, also is that even though we're coming back with still a continued focus on providing a safe environment. And just last week at the board meeting, Beth Gomez, she did a great job with her and her team. I'll just summarize, unless Beth, I'll give you a pause if you want to jump on and talk about what your team's doing, but if not, I'll take it. Okay, hearing none. I will say that her team made a recommendation for $500,000 in air purifiers to go essentially into every classroom. These will be augmented by an increased level of air filtration with the filters that go in the units. And so that combined with an upgraded filter, the purifier, the cleaning regimen, all those things are really going to help us mitigate, we believe, any of the issues of the virus. And again, shooting for 5 months from now. So, and that's just the beginning. I think as new strategies emerge to keep everybody safe and the campus is clean, we will be seeing some new purchases come through. I know she's already talked to me about common areas, and there's other strategies as well. Brian Moreno brought up the idea of mask-free zones in the outside areas. And again, we're dependent on county regulations, but shooting for 5 months from now, I would think, as I see people out and about and indoor dining starting to happen and all kinds of things are starting to happen, those are all strategies that we can utilize to make life more comfortable. And as far as the social distancing in classrooms, yes, right now we're planning for the rules that we're under right now, which is 6 feet. But, you know, if you're following the news, you're seeing that there may be some changes with respect to that guidance as well. So yes, social distancing is something that we will be continuing to practice. These are not our rules. It's the Department of Public Health, the CDC, Riverside County Public Health. Those are the experts that are helping guide Dr. McAllister in helping guide us, but everybody's safety is the number one concern for us, as well as getting you to achieve your education in the medium you want it in. So any other questions for Dr. Brown, Jeremy, as we like to call him? No, hearing none, okay, or reading none or hearing none. Moving right along, graduation, another big issue. Dr. Colson's on a well-deserved break in Georgia. In fact, I just saw pictures of him with his family that he had not seen in years, literally. But he did send me an update email this morning wanting me to make sure everybody is aware that go to the MSJC website and look at graduation 2021. That will be updated regularly. There will be a series of videos that he will be producing as far as both the commencement rehearsal type of information, general information. But again, the May 27th, we are planning on, and I think we have mislabeled it a drive-by. It's actually going to be a drive-in walk across the stage ceremony, and we're looking at how that will all lay out, but it'll be by kind of an appointment. The ceremony will be a virtual one in the morning with the typical speeches and such, and the conferral of the degrees, but then you will come during the course of the day with an opportunity to you and your family to drive up, get some pictures, walk across the stage, we may not be at handshakes just then, but maybe a fist bump with a glove on or something. We're going to do everything we can to honor students. And we're also going to be putting on the night before the the recognition of the graduates from last year that had a purely virtual. And we're trying to design some elements of the tassel turn and everything there in person as well. So it can really be a special event. We've been meeting with other colleges and high schools to see how their events last year went or how they're planning for this year. And I think we're right on track with that. So should be an exciting day. It'll be a long day for some of us out in the sun, but I think it's worthy to celebrate our students. I hope the weather will cooperate with us, but we're planning on a full day of celebration to make sure anybody who wants to participate. And I think, Brian, I might want to throw it back to you. What is SGA contemplating? I know it's not approved yet, but I think this shows the commitment of SGA to our students as well.
Yes, Dr. Schultz. And as you all know, this year has been unlike other years, and we really want to make sure that we recognize our Eagles, especially as they earn their degrees. And SGA really wants to take a big part in graduation and in honoring our graduates. And so far, this is not approved. But we will be discussing this on Friday, and I hope that SGA does approve this expenditure. But I myself, and we are working with the foundation in sponsoring cap and gowns for our graduates. We are thinking of a number of about 800 cap and gowns that are sponsored by SGA. And hopefully this will be approved on Friday. But I will definitely have an update there for you all. But we really want to make sure that we're there for our graduates for both the class of 2020 and 2021. So please be on the lookout for more information on cap and gowns. And it will definitely be on the graduation page as well, as Dr. Schultz mentioned. But we are also going to hopefully be doing a drive-through event where we're giving away goodie bags for the graduates as well during that process. So there will be a lot to expect, and I hope that those that have applied and are ready for graduation, that you partake in our drive through and walk through the stage event. So please stay on the lookout for more information. But once again, SJ wants to be there for our students, and I highly encourage you all, if you are participating in graduation, that you partake in this particular and unique event.
All right, thank you, Brian. Again, we salute SGA for supporting their fellow students and graduates. You touched on it a little bit earlier, Brian, about the foundation scholarships. Rebecca Orlowski definitely wanted me to hammer that home. A lot of people just do not take advantage of that. And I know we've covered a lot about the federal aid, but the foundation exists to support students, and we want to make sure enough students are aware of that. And I would hope that you would adhere to the deadline, but she didn't give me a soft or any hard information, just a soft statement saying if need be, we might push the deadline back a little bit just to try and be more inclusive of students. But again, March 31st is the deadline. So for now, but try and do it. But if not, definitely reach out to the foundation if you get past that date. So, and then lastly, what I'd like to cover is if Karen Marriott is here and she can get, we've touched on this a little bit at the board meeting, and it was just approved, the new MSJC logos that will be used by the athletic teams and the college overall. It's not we're calling it a brand refresh, but Karen and her team have done a great job in shepherding this through. So Karen, can I throw it to you?
You sure can. Can you all see that on the screen? I hope. Okay, great.
Yes.
So we are doing well, we got approved from our board, this brand refresh, and I really just want to thank all the people involved. I'll go through this really quickly. These are the three logos we've been using. The foundation just recently redid their logo. I say recently, about 4 or 5 years ago, but Eagle Athletics, you can see on the far left, and in the center is the college district was the college district official logo. We needed to look at those because those two were really old and they didn't fit in with the platforms we use today. The technology just requires you to be able to go really small with logos. So we needed something that traveled better to kind of extend the life of the two logos. So we this is our current athletics logo. It had some yellow in it. That's not one of the college colors. We took that and just refreshed it. It's the same eagle. We just turned them around, took the yellow out, gave them a nice new font styling. We're really excited for athletics and proud of this new look. You can see how it looks on a t-shirt there. And we also did this monogram lockup so we can fit it in small places and fit MSJC, which is our trademark acronym. And you can see how great it looks on a ball cap. We're all excited to be sporting that soon. And then here's our academic, a district-wide official logo. And the bird and the swoosh just did not allow us to get very small. And when we went really big, it felt like it wanted to fly apart. So we didn't want to really depart too much from our known brand. So we just took the acronym and gave it a bolder font styling, brought that J down, and gave it a nice crisp, clean look. It will travel nicely small and large. So we're really proud of that. And you can see kind of the comparison here. We've been using number one was the official logo. Number two is what we started using for signage because it was too difficult to use the swoosh and the eagle. And now thank you to our board of trustees for approving the one that's labeled number 3 now. You can see how nice it looks on the t-shirt here. And it looks fantastic on a wall. So you can see it can travel well on different sizes and in different media. And again, it was a team effort from athletics to instruction, student services, the foundation, and the president's office. And I really want to call out a special thanks to Dr. Schultz and Kristen, Dr. Brown and Dr. Colson, Dean Springer and Chris Mosga in athletics, Rebecca Orlowski, my team, James Gladys and Ronnie, and Torch Creative. And then thank you also, really, we got a lot of support and good feedback from Academic Senate, SGA, and Classified Senate. So we thank you all so much for that. And just in closing, you will see some information go out about it. We won't be launching this fully until July 1st, but you will start seeing these appear. Athletics is going to be starting to use theirs now for the spring 2 athletics, and you'll be seeing it a little bit, but the full launch will be July 1st, and we'll really get the word out then. So just stay tuned, and if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
No, thanks, Karen. That really looks good. I think we're all looking forward to seeing and wearing some of the new MSJC logo wear. It just is such a great upgrade. And thank you for your leadership on shepherding that through. So we're almost out of time. I love the fact that information is at our fingertips. So while Karen was presenting, Rebecca Orlowski gave me a new date for the deadline. It will be April 14th for the scholarship deadlines. I think that's so fresh. That is not up on any website. That is literally just in. So April 14th, we're going to get the word out. I don't think we'll be able to push it back any further than that. And again, that is for next year. But again, please take advantage of our foundation's great work and support for you all. I've got like 3 minutes till. I'm not seeing if there are any other questions. All right. Well, again, I thank all the presenters. I thank SGA again for our great partnership, and good luck on Friday with your resolution, Brian. I hope that goes through. All right. Well, everybody, have a great day. Everyone have a safe St. Patrick's Day, and